Be bothered.
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 What's it mean?
Be bothered that in Cambodia almost 40 years ago, the Khmer Rouge took over this beautiful country and forced all of its people into the countryside to work the lands, depriving all of their rights. No free thought, no freedom. Anyone with a mind was singled out and eliminated, even people who just wore glasses.
In order to survive, you have to pretend to be stupid because they don't want you to be smart. They think that the smart people will destroy them, and you try to show that you are not a threat to the regime.
Generations of adults, teachers, parents, anyone, disappeared into the killing fields. When it was all over, 4 years later,
about 2 million Cambodians died, almost the population of Paris. They died through executions, starvation, torture, or forced labor.
It was a genocide.
In today's generation, we are still dealing with these children that are fighting the ghosts of the Khmer Rouge. It's their parents that were the children in the work fields. It's their parents that didn't have a teacher, didn't have an education.
Cambodia is still feeling the impact of this enormous loss. Kids there, right now, this very instant, live in deep poverty, in one-room homes with whole families and no inside walls. No kitchens, no bathrooms, no faucets or clean running water. No electricity either.
Most kids in Cambodia pay to go to school, a crummy school, where more than 80 kids share space and supplies.
Well, it was a wooden classroom. It didn't have that much of roof. When it rained, we had to go under the table so that it won't get wet. But some people just go home with wet clothes and with barefoot. They just want to get home.
No gym, no sports, and when a teacher shows up, blah blah boring, teacher talking, talk and chalk, no back and forthin'. Few books, little learning or communicating, just listening.
No chance school will prepare them for a life any different than they already have.
The school would be 30 minutes of singing, learning about ABC, cats and dog, and then 30 minutes of recess. And then coming back in, we would sing and made up songs, and we would go back out for recess again. But when it's supposed to be history time, we wouldn't talk about the history of Cambodia or Khmer Rouge or trying to talk about an essay. We wouldn't talk about how would you structure your paper or word spellings. It wouldn't never occur to actually try to learn Cambodian literature. You don't do that.
But then along comes Caring for Cambodia, or CFC, where caring people are bothered enough to do something, to break the pattern of poverty through education. Thanks to CFC, teachers are trained, classrooms change, colors, communication, creativity, and a love of learning.
When I go to Cambodia and see all the change, it's just really cool.
They talk about Cambodian literature, their dreams and their hope and what they learn at school or what they want to change in Cambodia.
We have art, drawing, and everywhere, and children just sit there and reading books, and I was like, oh my gosh, they actually, learn things. So it's really, really fun and see all the children try their best. Yeah.
Kids learn about life outside Cambodia and health and hygiene in a real way to save their lives. With good practices and clean water and 2 healthy meals a day, 120,000 served a month. For some, the only meal they have.
Student internships, job training, college prep, possibilities expanding, when before all they could imagine was driving a motorcycle taxi or being a tour guide at the Great Temples.
I want to be a teacher.
Earn artist.
An accountant. Researcher.
I want to be a poster.
Now, caring for Cambodia 10 years later, 16 free schools with more than 6,400 kids, preschool through high school and growing. But here we are in our lives of iPhones and gaming and fast cars and playing. What can we do? Of course, if you can, go there and lend a hand, like so many have.
Cambodia really had an effect on me that just completely shattered the way I viewed everything. We would get up, every day at the crack of dawn and help these construction workers build a playground. If you have a passion for anything, just try and take that over to something else and bring that into another place where you can help, because it does transfer.
First day here at the Emilio School, we're dropping off toothbrushes to the director. We're giving our donation right now.
I had a group of kids, and their job was to learn how to build a fish pond, learn all the steps necessary. The idea was that they could build one in their yard. So with that, they would buy X amount of small fish, farm them, and then go to the market and make a profit off them, or just eat them. I can remember even we're down in the hole digging, the mud stunk really bad, and I was just happy to be there, happy to be able to help somebody. It feels really, really good.
But there are other ways. Form a CFC club in your school. Be a voice for change. Raise money, have a party, car wash, bake sale, the usual things, and then some. Collect needed clothes, toothbrushes, school supplies. Where there's a will, there's a way. And there is a way.
And if it's not CFC, find a cause and make it your own. If you do, stick with it. You gotta stick with it, because once you've started, there are people counting on you.
And when you leave here today,
Be bothered.
do something.
Yeah, do something.
Brighter than the sun.